See, today we will, today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow, we'll able to see the Linux commands only completely. Okay. Once we will complete the Linux commands, and we'll move to the WebLogic server administration. So let's we see.
Okay.
See, whenever you install the Linux, then after that, you can log into the Linux like this way. Then after that, for getting the terminal, generally before we are opening the terminal, before we will see. So generally in Linux here we don't have any drives actually in the Linux. So it will be like that file system only. Under the file system, you will get all the files and as well as the directories. There is no C drive, there is no D drive like that. Okay. All the files and
Okay.
directories which are available only in a directories or in a files. Everything. If it is a media files, you can store under the media, and so all kinds of files you can able to store under this file system only. Let's we discuss what is the file system, and what are the files and directories which are available by default whenever you configure the operating system. What are those directories, and what are those importance. Let's we see. See, what is a file? Before we are discussing about that file system, let's we see what is the file actually. File is nothing but generally it has going to be stores the related data. It has going to be stores the related data, right, in a given name. Say example,
Yeah.
you want to store some information. You are typing in the file, and at the end you are giving the name. In that name, it has going to store all the related data, right, in that file. That is called file.
Yeah.
File is nothing but it is a collection of related data and stored in the given file name. And second one, what is a file system actually? See, file system is nothing but it is a collection of files and structures on a physical or a logical media like this, or a collection of physical or logical media. See, that is called file system. In Linux, everything as a file only. It treats like everything as a file only, right? Including the hardware devices, directories, everything it is treat like a file only. Right. So Linux file system, whenever you open the Linux file system, what is the topmost directory here? Slash, right?
File system.
So under that you may have all the directories. So what is a slash actually?
Okay.
Slash is nothing but it is a topmost directory in the Unix or Linux
It's
system.
slash or crash? Slash or crash?
Slash.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay.
It is not a trash. Slash.
Okay, sir.
Right. Slash. It is a topmost directory in the Unix or Linux file system. Generally, it is called root of the. It is called as root directory. Right. It is a reference, right? It is a reference point for the entire file system. The moment you click on the file system, you will get the slash. That's why we can call it as it is a reference point of entire file system. And generally, system administrator or Linux administrator can log into this file system, into this slash. Okay, who will log in? System administrator or Linux administrator can log into that slash. And slash root, this is the default home directory of the root. Generally, root is also one of the user. This is the default home directory of the root. So generally normal users cannot log into the root user directly. Who are having the root permissions, they can log into the root. Generally system admin can log into the root directory. Understood? Slash home, generally slash home, generally it contains the all home directories of all users. How many users created in the Linux operating system? All the users which are available, all the directories under the home only, right? Home directory means it contains the home directories of all users. So generally in Windows we have the documents and settings, right? My documents and
Yeah.
settings.
My
Similarly, like
document.
yes, similarly like that in home Linux. Slash boot, generally this directory contains the kernel, which is core of the OS. What is a kernel actually? See, kernel is nothing but it is a heart of the OS which is used to interact, or which is used to provide the interface between the hardware devices and shell, right? It has going to be contacting the hardware devices. See, whenever you are starting the operating system, it requires those files actually. So those kernel related files which are going to store under the boot, it is also contain all the related files, those files which is invoked by the operating system whenever it is booting. Understood? See how we have in Windows program files. Whenever you are starting the Windows, it is going to be getting from the Windows file, Windows program files, right? All the Windows related stuff. We'll go to here. In C drive, program files, we have all the Windows related files, right? While starting the Windows operating system, it is going to be invoking all the files. Similarly, like that in the Linux also, whenever it is starting, it requires some kernel which is used to interact with the hardware devices. Those related files which are available under the boot directory,
Okay.
right? So proc directory generally which contains the special cache directory which loads the information about the current running system. And sbin generally, sbin stands for the system binary which contains the in this directory which holds all the commands which is executed by the root or system admin. Clear, right? What are the commands which are executed by the root user? Those related commands which is available under this sbin directory. In other words, it contains the essential system commands which can only used by the user, so root user or super user. Clear, right? So bin generally, bin directory generally, which stands for the binary. It contains the essential commands which are used by the normal user. See, I logged in as a normal user. I cannot execute every command in the normal use as a normal user. I need to log in as a root to execute every command in the operating system. So that is the reason. Sbin and bin. Bin stands for the binary. It contains the essential commands which are executed by the normal user. So generally in the interview they
Can
will
you
ask
tell an example, sir?
example ping, cat, ls, dir and all those
Okay.
commands you can execute. Wherever in the sbin you can execute like that, unit. You can execute, bin commands you can execute in root also, but root commands you cannot execute on the bin, which means normal user. Understood?
The difference of them are sir, root key and sbin commands will essential system execute in root also. Bin commands not execute in the root.
So I'm just opening the terminal here. See, this is called where I am called. It is called root directory. I mean normal user, which means
Okay.
I cannot execute every command. What it is telling here?
$9 prompt.
No,
Need to be root.
you are executing every command here. Say I'm telling again other command. I mean, what it is telling? Need to be root.
Shut down.
Need to be root. See, it is not executing
need
that
to be
command.
root.
It is telling you cannot execute the commands in the normal user, which means you can execute normal commands like this. These are all the normal user related commands. You can execute all the normal related user commands. So these normal related commands which are available under the sbin directory and these root related commands which are available under the sbin directory.
Okay.
Clear? Sbin
Normally commands under the
normal
commands come under the bin directory. Commands come the bin directory. Root commands come the sbin directory.
Yes. So those are the commands which are executed by the root. Those commands which are available under the sbin. Bin directory generally which contains the normal. But what I'm trying to tell, whatever you are executing under the bin directory, you can execute the root in root also. But root, what are the commands you are executed under the root? You cannot execute under the bin. Right? Root is just like admin. Root is nothing but admin. Admin can execute any type of command in the operating system, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is the difference between the sbin and bin. In some interview they were asked about this question. So what is the difference between the sbin and bin? So generally bin stands for the binary which contains
used all users. Sbin stands for the role execute the root commands only.
Yes, sbin stands for the system binary which contains the essential commands which are executed by only root user. Right. This is about the sbin and bin. Next, USR. Generally, USR stands for the Unix System Resources. Generally, this directory contains the programs and applications which are available for users. Like variable, VAR generally stands for the variable. It contains the information about, such as logs, log file information, and print queues information. Next, dev.
Means log file.
Log, whenever you start the operating system, it is having some temporary log files, right? Those log files which are going to be stored under the VAR, variable directory. And dev generally stands for the device. Generally, it contains the information about all the hardware devices. ETC generally stands for it contains the system data files. Generally, it stands for the configuration files. All the normally nobody can touch. It contains all the configuration files under this directory. Normally, nobody can touch this directory. OPT directory generally which contains the optional directory. OPT stands for the optional, which we can install under this directory all the optional files and directories. Of the system admin. Example, antivirus, MS Office, all the optional softwares which you can install under the OPT for the system admin. Slash media generally, it is a default mount point for the removable storage media such as CD-ROM, DVD, and pen drive. Understood? Slash temp generally stands for the temporary files. These files will be deleted automatically whenever the operating system shutting down. Whenever it starts the operating system, it is going to be starts, and whenever it is shutting down automatically, which is going to be deletes those temporary files. While shutting down the operating system automatically deletes those temporary files. So this is about the file system. All the directories which we have seen here, bin, boot, dev, etc, home, all we have discussed right here, all the directories. So what I need to do now, I want to work actually, which means I want to execute the commands. To execute the commands, which requires the terminal. Okay, what is the terminal? Terminal is nothing but what it is a user's workspace where user wants to work. So what is a terminal? Terminal is nothing but user's workspace where user wants to work. There are two ways to open the terminal. Go to the application, system tools, and click on terminal. This is one method. Otherwise, right click, open in a terminal. Any one of the method you can use and open the terminal. Okay. So this is called terminal. Terminal. What is the terminal? Hello.
User workstation.
Yes, terminal is nothing but what where the user is going to work. In other words, you can call it as user's workspace. I want to know. So we are just yes. I want to know what is this terminal name the moment I logged in. Okay. What is this terminal name? Okay. I logged in, right? This is I open one terminal, right? This is called one terminal. What is this terminal name which is I logged in currently? I want to know. So what is the command? TTY. Understood? TTY command, which is used to know which terminal you are logged in, name of the terminal. Then see here, yes, the moment you open, this is called $prompt, right? Here.
Yeah.
Which means you are under the normal user prompt. $prompt means normal user prompt. Right. SU command means switch user. Otherwise, switch to the user. One user, current user account to another user account you want to switch. Right? Whenever you want to change, see currently you are in which user now? Linux user, right?
Right. Yeah.
You want to switch from one user account to other user account, current user to required or desired user. Example, SU space username syntax, enter this username password to log into that user. Okay. Example, let's we see root is the user. I enter. I need to be enter the root password. See, which is changed, right? Earlier what was the user?
Linux.
Now
root.
Which is shifted, right? Even the prompt also prompt is also changed.
Yeah.
This is as prompt, right?
Yeah.
Right. In the sense, this is called a system admin or root or administrator prompt. System admin or root or super user or you know,
Administrator prompt.
administrator prompt. Clear, right? What are the
Yes.
commands in this administrative prompt? You can execute every command in the operating system, whereas in dollar prompt you cannot. That is what I'm explaining about the bin and sbin. So all the sbin commands
Yes.
you can execute under the ash. Under the bin, all you know, what are the commands which are available under the bin, you can execute under the dollar prompt. Clear, right? So
Yes.
what is dollar? What is ash? Dollar is nothing but it is a normal user prompt. Ash is nothing but it is a root or system administrator prompt. And SU command generally you can switch from one user account to other user account. I'm just shifting my own, I mean normal user, which is I logged in. See, this time it won't ask because I already logged in as this user. Okay, I already logged in as a Linux user. That is the reason it won't ask the password. Right. So this is about the SU command and dollar command TTY and as well as the ash prompt. Let's we see. I want to know. Otherwise, I will go to the. That's all. Next, what I need to do? I want to know what is the difference between the dollar and ash. You clear, right, about that? Dollar and
Yes,
ash.
sir.
Right. Next, what I need to do?
Yeah.
Single dot generally refers to the current directory. Whenever you want to execute the scripts or any file under the current directory, we need to specify the single dot. And next, script name. And double dot refers to the parent directory. Whenever you want to execute the scripts from the parent directory, you will specify the double dot from the current directory and single dot. So this is about the difference between the single dot and double dot. Let's we see the navigation commands, which means how you can able to move from one directory to other directory, how you can come back, how you will go to the desired directory. Before we are moving into the navigation commands, let's we know about where we are actually, right? I want to know
Yeah.
current working directory path, where I am. I want to know path of currently where I am. I want to know that path. What is that PWD? Present working directory. Home Linux desktop. You are under that path currently. Okay.
Okay.
Right. This is about the PWD command. Generally, PWD command present working directory. You are under that path currently. So what I need to do? I want to come down one level back, which means cd space dot dot, which means you are coming down.
Parent
You
coming
are,
down parent drive.
you are coming down one level back. See,
Okay.
earlier you are under the desktop directory, right? Currently you are under the
Yeah.
Linux. That is, you can come down one level back. You can come down more than one level back also, like this. How many level you want to come down at the same time? 4 levels, right?
Yeah.
Like that, you can come down more than one level also. Let's we see. I want to go to the desired directory. Okay, which means I want to go to the desktop directory again. You can list what are the directories which are available under this current path, and you can come to know what directory you want to go. Okay, so, I mean which directory you want to go.
Okay.
Understood?
Okay.
Alright, I want to move to the desktop. See, cd space directory name, right? You're moved to the
Yeah.
change directory, right? From current to the desired directory. Clear, right?
Yeah.
cd space dot dot means you can come down one level back. cd space directory means you can change the directory from current directory to the desired directory. cd space enter means you can go to the user's home directory. cd space hyphen means it brings the previous working directory. Let's we go to over there. We have completed cd dot dot and cd space directory name. See what is my current previous working directory. See, it will brings just like undo. Okay,
Okay.
clear, right?
Here.
Next cd space enter. See, I am in somewhere actually. I am just entering the cd space enter. It will brings to the user's logins home directory. So what is my user Linux? It will go to the user's login homes directory. And next what I need to do, cd space slash. It will go to the root directory. See, clear, right?
Okay, sir.
Hello. So
Hello.
these are the navigation commands. Whatever we have completed, these are all we can call it as navigation commands, which means you can move from current directory to the next directory, and you can come down one level back, or you can come down more than one level back also. Clear, right? So
Yes, sir.
let's we see how we can come to know the help. I want to know about the some command help. Okay, I want to know
Okay.
manual. I mean, I want to know about the command. I don't know anything about the command. I want to know. So man space command name. Example pwd. Okay, I want to know. I am getting the help about the command. Okay, see what is the pwd?
String
Print here,
name of the current and working directory.
and also it is going to be displaying what
Current
are the,
working.
yes, and also it is going to be displaying what are the options it is going to be associated with this pwd. To come out this manual, press q, quit. Okay, q, you can come out. Okay, whenever open that terminal and press q, you can quit from that manual, right? So that is about manual. That is one method. And second method, info space command again. This is also similar like that only, right? To get the manual about the command.
Yeah.
This is about how you are getting the help about the commands. So once we will complete that help about the commands, let's we are moving into that pwd. We have seen already present working directory is going to be displaying where you are currently. Another command pwx. So this is the entire question again. What is the difference between the pwd and pwx? pwd means generally present working directory that is going to be displayed. pwx means present working directory running processes, it has going to be reports. Okay, what are the processes which are going to be running by using this current working directory, it has going to be displayed. Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
pwd which displays only the path only, but pwx which displays the processes which are running by this current working directory.
The current directory is process.
What are the processes which are running by this working directory? Those processes which are going to be displaying by using the pwx syntax, pwx space pid, which means process id.
PID
Process id.
process ID.
Yes. So this is about the difference between the pwd and pwx. That is interview question again. Next, let us we see what is the history command. Okay, history command generally it has going to be recall all the previous commands. What are the commands you typed till now? It has going to be recalls all the commands. Okay, in other words, it has going to be list your previous commands. Let us we go over there and see. The moment I gave the history command, see all the commands you will get, right? Whatever we typed till now, whatever we have typed till now.
Okay.
What I have to do, see, whenever you forgot any command, just type the history. You will get all the commands which are you typed under your specific user. Okay, what is history command? History is nothing but it is going to be recall all the previous commands generally which are available under the history. What I need to do, I want to move those commands into some text file. Okay, history space greater than where I want to move and in which file I want to store, that I need to specify, right? On the desktop, so practice command, which means go to there, see here, all the commands which are available under the text file, right? Clear,
Yeah.
right? This is
Yes, yes.
how you are going to be redirecting all the history commands to the text file. Next, what I need to do, I want to clear this history. Okay, I want to clear
Yeah.
this history space -c. I want to clear the history for a specific user, history space -c. It is going to be clears. So there is no command now. Clear?
Yes.
This is about the history command. History command. So clear command generally it has going to be clears the screen. Okay, it has going to be clear the screen or terminal. Right? Clear is a command which is used to clear the terminal. You can type complete clear. Otherwise, you use a shortcut called Control L.
Control N.
See, clear or Control L. Use either it may be a clear. Linux is a case sensitive. You have to be know about the lower and upper cases where you are giving the command.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Control L. Otherwise, Control L. You will enter the Control L. Either any one of the way you will able to go. Right? Control L, which means it has going to be clear the
Clear
screen
the
or terminal or screen. And exit means you are exiting from the current session and as well as the from the current terminal. You just go to over there and exit. You exited, right? Exited from the terminal and as well as the session. Again, I need to open. Understood exit command?
Yes.
Right. So next what I need to do? Working with the ls command.
So one minute.
Yes, go on. Ask.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah.
Please go down.
Hmm.
Sir, once the file is stored in which command, sir?
Can you
Enter
come again?
file.
File?
Enter file can be saved on desktop.
Yeah. That
You
is the
told the
command.
one command, that one.
History
History.
greater than, which means we are redirecting. Redirecting. What are the
Redirect.
commands? Yes.
Okay.
Path where we want to store. If it doesn't give any path under the current path, it is going to be under the current directory. It is going to be stores.
Okay,
If
sir.
you specify the path under that, it is going to be stores. Right? Under that file. See, go to that desktop and it is also created CMDs. Clear?
That's good.
I will forward you the document, okay, which is available in the document. Everything. See here. Where is that history command? See, which is already I kept here.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next, working with the ls command actually. See, in Windows, you just open directly like this. You just open like this, and you just, then only it has going. I mean, directly it has going to display the files and directories, right, over there. But here it is not like that. We have the ls command actually. List your files, okay? List files and
Okay, sir.
directories under the current directory. ls means listing the files. Let's see.
Listing the files.
Yes, all whatever you have under the current directory, files, media files, whatever you have under the current directory, everything which is going to be displaying, softwares and everything. ls.
Yes.
See, it displays, right?
Yeah.
So next what I need to do, I want to work with some ls commands. ls space -l, which means it is going to be displaying one after other, but without any permissions and all those file type, it is going to be displaying. ls space - means it is going to be displayed in the long list format, including the permissions and file type. See, these are called permissions, and again, these whenever the starting letter you can call it as the type of the file. See, normal
Okay.
black. Let's we see the file start with the hyphen. We can call it as a regular file. In other words, normal files. The file start with the D. You can call it as directory. Understood? Let's
Okay.
we see how you can come to know the type of the file system. I am telling the file start with the hyphen. We have the command called file again. Okay? File command which is determine
Okay.
type of the file actually. File space cmds.
Yes, sir.
Name. What is this name? What is the type of this file? Text, right?
CM text.
The text file. I'm just entering that
Okay.
D files. What it is?
Text file.
I'm just entering other one. What it is? Text file, that is also.
S.
Click
Silent file means text file.
text file. Like that,
Okay, sir.
you can come to know the type of the file system, okay?
Okay. Something WSL.
What? It's a bin
What's a
file.
verb? Yes, blinker. Okay.
No, it is a software.
Yes, okay. Okay. I'm asking that one.
It is a software. Like that, I want to know that what it is.
Webs.
No, it is
Zip.
telling
Zip
zip,
arched.
zip file.
Zip
Like that,
arched. Zip
yes.
file.
Like that, you can come to know. See, other one I need to know what it is.
Compressed data.
Then what it is? It is also just like zip only, right?
Yeah.
Like that, you can come to know the type of the file system by using the file. So what are the type of the
Sir,
file?
I have some one doubt, sir.
Hmm.
When I am using the MS from our Outlook office at my office, I am collecting the some files from the mails. It shows this is zip file, this is compressed file. What is that file, sir? What is
Compress.
means of compressed file? Compressed files. What is zip file?
See, generally, what will happen? Zip file. See, while you are sending any file over the mail, what will happen? You can send independently also, which means individual files also. But you are grouping all the files and keeping in a one zip file and sending, compressing all
Okay.
the files into the one directory. See, I'm just taking
Okay.
showing some example here. See, here we have some two directories I have right here. All these, what
Yes,
I
sir.
need to do, I'm just creating one folder. I'm just keeping all
Okay.
those, copying and keeping under this directory.
Okay.
So next what I need to do, this is right. What is my file name? This is right.
Yeah.
I have three directories. Instead of sending
Okay.
individually, what I'm trying to do,
Mm.
I'm just compressing, which means
Okay.
I'm
Compressing.
compressing into that tar file or jar file and zip file, whatever it is. Single file you can send it.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, wait. Otherwise, just go to your command. You use the command, okay? Untitled, right? I'm just giving the title, rename some WLS files, okay?
Okay.
That you can get later actually. Anyhow, I'm explaining.
Okay.
It is going to be compressed into that file completely,
Okay.
which means single directory.
Okay.
Go to your see. The moment you double click on that, you will get same thing only, but it is single file. You can send it as a single
Okay.
file.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
That this is about that compressing actually. Right. So where we are actually, ls command. Let's we see the type of the file system here. Regular file actually, which means the file start with the hyphen, we can call it as a regular file. The file start with the D, we can call it as a directory. The file start with the C, we can call it as a character special files, like standard in, standard out, and black special files,
Not means, say one, tell me one example for a standard in, standard out.
which means input, standard input and standard output. Whatever we are
Okay.
giving here,
Standard.
whatever we are giving here input only, immediately we are getting the output, right?
Yes, sir.
So those it is going to be identified by using the C file. The type of the file system start with the C means file start with the C means we can call it as a character special files. Block special file means all hard disk. You can call it as hard disk, which is specified the type of file system is block special files. And FIFO files generally, which is indicated by the P, socket files generally, which is indicated by the S, symbolic link files, which is indicated by the L. Just now you have seen two type of the files only, regular file and directory. And in
file.
yes, in coming classes you will be able to see the remaining the type of the file systems. I mean type of the files, which means here you will get ls space hyphen l means whenever you define such kind of files you will get here type of the files.
Okay.
Now you have the two only, regular file and as well as the directory, you have the two only. Clear, right? Those are the type of the file system. Then after that we'll go with that other options. See, I want to display files and directories under my current directory based on the time started, which means based on the timestamp modification, LT, which means which one is recently accessed or created, that one which is displayed on the top. By default, Linux which is going to be displaying in the ascending order, right? ls space T means based on the timestamp modification. In other words, it has going to be sorts based on the time, right?
Yeah.
T means, and I want to display in a reverse order, which means descending order. See, which comes under display in the last. Clear, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So this is about. Next, I want to display the hidden files and directories. ls space hyphen e. It will display the both hidden and as well as the normal files. Clear, right?
Okay.
It will display the both hidden and non-hidden files. Next, ls space, what my requirement is, ls space hyphen ltr, I want to display size of each file in the current directory. See this directory contains how much size, which means how much size it is contains, all the files and directory size I want to display. But it is not readable, right? So what I need to do, I can specify the H. H means human readable format. It is going to be displayed in the human readable format. Yes. See, by default, it is going to be displaying all the size, right? Size of each file in the current directory. 27 MB, 6.3. But next requirement is what my requirement. I want to sort based on the size. Which file having the more size, that is displayed on the top, and the next like that. So for that, capital S. See, 831, 329, 27. Okay. Understood that clearly? It is going to be sorts based on the size. Yes.
Descending order.
Why it is descending order? I gave you here R, reverse order. If you remove this one, it will display ascending order only.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yes.
Right. Next, ls space hyphen d means it will display the only directories. ls space hyphen f means it will display the only files. Next, what is inode number and how you are going to be displaying the inode number? See, inode number is a unique number which is used to associate each file and directory. Based on that only it is going to be stores. Okay, you are creating one file or directory. So in the Linux operating system, it is going to be stores based on the inode number only. Every file or every directory, it may have the unique inode number. How it is going to be displaying that unique inode number? ls space hyphen li. I means inode number. See, left side we have every file or directory which is associated with the one unique inode number. Based on that only it is going to be displayed. Clear, right?
Sir, some numbers start with some repeated number. 1320 is a series, so is a serial number or like a random number?
This one 1, 2, 3 we're talking about.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
16
1,
and
2,
all.
3, 4. First 4 digits. First 4 digits.
This one or this one you're talking about?
This one, that one.
So this is randomly it will take. We are not creating anything. Operating system itself is going to be takes.
Okay.
Randomly it will take every file or directory which is having the unique inode number, which is associated with the unique inode number. Clear?
Yes.
So this is about the ls command. See, you can use ls space hyphen l or ll. Both are the same only. Okay, both will give the same output. ls space hyphen l or ll, both will give the same output only. Clear, right?
This command is used for which purpose, sir?
Which one?
ls space hyphen l.
Which is used to display all files and directories in the long list format, including file permissions and type of the file system, and when did you create that file, and what is the size of that file, everything which displays.
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I'm just stopping this today here. I'm just sending all the material to you regarding the Linux. You just go through that one, okay? Tomorrow,
Sir,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
hyphen shows D for directory, hyphen shows for regular file.
Yes, which is only hyphen means regular file. Hyphen D
Okay, D
means
for directory file.
directory. And in
Okay.
other words, blindly you can remember black color means regular files and blue color means directories.
Okay.
Red color means the file does not have the executable permissions. Full permissions, okay?
Okay, sir.
So I will send the material to you regarding the Linux, and you just go through and make sure you have to download that Linux file 2.73 GB, the Linux ISO file, okay?
Okay, sir.
And that is the reason it is giving the error to you. All right.
Okay, okay. Okay.
So at what time? I mean, today I'm stopping here. What I'm asking to you,